Hi, I'm Eric LeClaire. We have our Phoenix Gold 10-inch loaded subwoofer enclosure in this truck, and we're really happy with the amount of bass that it added to the system, especially considering it's such a small enclosure. So small, in fact, that we still have some space under the back seat. So we're going to take advantage of that space under the back seat and install the optional port module. That's going to convert our sealed enclosure to a ported enclosure, which is going to give us an additional 6 dB of output. That's like adding a second subwoofer. So to really maximize this subwoofer's output, come with me as I show you how to install the optional port module and increase your subwoofer's performance, get more bass out of your enclosure without replacing your subwoofer or your amplifier. It's a quick installation, only takes a few minutes, and you'll notice the improvement right away.
Before we get started, let's take a look at the tools we're going to need. Ratchet with extension, 10mm socket, pry tool, Phillips head screwdriver, 4mm and 5mm Allen keys. To begin the installation, press down the spring-loaded terminals to release the speaker wire. Then remove the subwoofer enclosure from the vehicle. Remove the 8 screws that hold the subwoofer into the enclosure. It can be difficult to remove the subwoofer from the enclosure, so using a pry tool or a flathead screwdriver can help you carefully pry up the edge to remove the subwoofer from the box. Then, press the spring-loaded terminals on the subwoofer to release the speaker wires. Remove the subwoofer and set it aside. Use a 5mm Allen head wrench to remove the 4 bolts around the outside of the plate. Use a 4mm Allen head wrench to remove the 2 bolts in the center of the plate. Reach inside the enclosure and push out on the plate to remove it. Turn the TXTRB10BB port on its side. We're going to install the gasket. This will create a seal between the port and the enclosure. Peel the adhesive backing off the gasket and carefully align it with the holes on the side of the TXTRB10BB. You may find it useful to peel back only part of the adhesive backing at first, and then continue to align the bracket as you continue to remove the backing. Ensure proper alignment so that the holes in the gasket align with the holes in the port. Adjust as necessary. Now we're going to take the M6 flange 10mm hex head bolts and apply the rubber washers. Slide 1 washer onto each bolt. Pass the bolts through the subwoofer enclosure through the outermost holes. They're going to thread into the port module. Install all 4 bolts using a 10mm socket. The last 2 10mm bolts thread the opposite direction. Start on the port and thread into the enclosure. Now reinstall the subwoofer. Ensure when reconnecting the power wires that you connect them in proper polarity. Positive to positive, negative to negative. Press down on the subwoofer's spring-loaded terminals to make room for the wire to go in. Once the wire is inserted, release the terminal. Place the subwoofer back in the enclosure, aligning the holes. Then reinstall the 8 screws which we removed in the beginning of installation. That completes our installation. We now have a ported enclosure, which is going to give us greater bass output. Now we can take it back to the vehicle and enjoy it. Now that we're back in the vehicle, we're going to take the subwoofer enclosure and reconnect it to the system. Press down on the spring-loaded terminals and insert the speaker leads, positive in the red, negative in the black.
Well, that completes this easy install. We've now literally bolted on more bass. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.